Greetings everybody from stereo and beyond, and welcome back to a new video. My name is Ronald, and well, as you can see, things have changed. I moved. I am living here about a year now. So yeah, I thought it was time to get back in the whole video thing. I'm feeling more inspirational, and I'm working again on new reviews, testing stuff again, and going to a hi-fi show in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I thought, well, I'm just gonna make a new video, say that I'm back, and well, show you guys all my place. So a couple of videos are coming up. I have a video of when I just moved in from a year ago, so you can see how it looked back then compared to now. And I'm going to do a full system tour and a full house tour. So this is just a little bit of a video talking about what I am doing right now, and yeah, showing you some cool stuff. Currently I'm testing some Canton speakers, the GLE series. These are the AR90s with the built-in Dolby Atmos unit. They are beautifully finished in my opinion. They are a budget line. Well, budget, I think these are like 1600 a pair. The center speaker is like 500. And I also have rear speakers. These Atmos modules are pretty expensive. They're like 400 a piece, and the bookshelves a couple hundred a piece. So not really budget, I would say mid-range, especially for the quality they provide. It's really good value for money. Got some stands with them as well. And yeah, they are really nicely finished. Currently I am also running my side TNA speakers that are connected, but I can also just use a 5.1.4 setup. So I was really interested in checking out upfiring Atmos instead of my normal height channels. I got the 4 SVS satellites up there, and well, I'm really well surprised by it. It's not the same. It would also be really different if I had in-ceiling Atmos speakers, because that is usually the way to go. But yeah, I can't, because it's massive solid concrete, so can't do that. But yeah, upfiring Atmos versus high channels in Atmos configuration, really interesting. I also have a subwoofer. It's the Power Sub 12. I already disconnected it. I'm planning to well, dismount everything this weekend and get back to my normal stuff. But it's a 12-inch driver with a passive 12-inch radiator at the bottom. Really interesting subwoofer, especially for its size. It's more between a ported and a sealed sub. It has the agility and the speed of a sealed sub, but it doesn't rumble as much as a subwoofer with either a bigger box or a pod like my PB12. So yeah, I took that out last night, and well, it is a really nice subwoofer. I do believe if I would use a subwoofer for music, I would prefer this setup, especially because, well, it still goes down to 20 Hertz, where normally sealed subwoofers can go down, but they don't deliver that movie experience that a lot of people are looking for. They want a deep rumbly bass. I also have tested the SB3000 from SVS. I do like this type of sound from this sub a bit more than that. The SVS SB3000 gave a more high quality sound and worked better for music. It also did go down lower, but it didn't rumble that much. This does a bit. So really interesting. Yeah, what else? Well, that's that. I am in love with the center channel. It's, I don't know what is it. It's the only center channel in this series. The GLE also has active speakers. a whole active line. So that's interesting for people who don't want wires or clutters, but you do need a lot of power sockets. But yeah, they got this really cool waveguide for the tweeter, and it actually sounds really big. Normally I have my B&W Nautilus here, but yeah, this is tiny compared to that, and it really gives a big, full, agile, fast, but also warm presentation to the sound. You can see these drivers. They are, I believe, titanium coated, and well, normally I would, I prefer paper or something like that, because well, the treater is also a combination of titanium and no aluminium and magnesium. So normally that would be a recipe for a more sharper, faster sound, completely different to, let's say, a paper cone with a soft dome tweeter. This has titanium tweeters, my normal MB Quad. So I was really surprised to hear how fluid these sound. The sound characteristic reminded them a lot of my TNAs, who have paper and paper woofers and a solid soft dome tweeter. So Canton is doing really awesome stuff. They also just released a new reference speaker. I am hoping they are at the show in a couple of weeks. I'm going to the Dutch audio event because that is actually also the company that I write for, hi-fi.nl. So yeah, the review of this surround set is coming out, I don't know when, but I'm planning to finish it writing pretty quickly. But yeah, really amazing speakers. I've had a couple center channels, of course, the SVS center channels. I also had a Monitor Audio Bronze, and I also had a MB Quad center channel, which I'm going to show you maybe in the next video or something. But this is actually up there with the SVS in terms of my opinion, and it's close to the Ultra than to the Prime Center channel. It is a bit more expensive than the Prime Center channel, but I would have loved if this were bigger and had a proper like this size mid-range and big woofers and just bigger. I would probably trade in my Nautilus because it's really interesting what this thing is doing, and I have actually thought about trading in the Nautilus because it's so big, but because a center channel is big and the center channel needs to be big because you want to represent a solid speaker. That was the biggest difference I noticed when upgrading to such a huge center channel. But this is giving the illusion that it is really big, probably because of some of the waveguide magic and stuff. Just call it voodoo in my opinion. But yeah, I really like big sounding center channels because, well, you want it to sound big because center channels are probably responsible for 70% of the quality and the well, dialogue and sounds in a movie. So definitely invest in a good center channel, and I believe this is, in my opinion, one of the better ones in terms of price and size. So big thumbs up for that. And for music, I always know that these were gonna be well, lower in quality than my normal setup, but the music experience really surprised me. Well, as I said, they sound really full, fluid, warm. They also got a big port on the back, but are not boomy at all. They are one of the better speakers under 2,000 or even under 1,000, but they're like 800 a piece that I've heard. And if I were in the market for a budget speaker or something like that, I would definitely look at Canton right now. These have gotten me in the mood to actually think about buying their reference speaker that they just released. The whole new reference line up to like 10,000 a piece. I am really hyped to hear how those sound, because they could replace my MB quads. I wouldn't say I wouldn't get them right away, because I can't spend 20k on a speaker right now, but in the future I would definitely be interested in reviewing a pair. So that's how hyped these speakers got me. And I think the way that Canton has done this Atmos setup up here is one of the better that I have seen. Clips are doing it. I believe Monitor Audio are doing that as well. Don't quote me on it. I know Clips are doing it. But the finish and the way they have integrated it all is a lot better. They got a really deep waveguide for these. And the finish is just, it flows really well. And it just looks like one piece instead of a speaker trapped into a normal box. You can also get the bigger version, the AR100, or just the normal AR90. But yeah, they look like their own speaker. And the finish is beautiful for this price point, honestly. And the bookshelves, I had a plan of like testing them in stereo configuration. But yeah, if you are in the market for a bookshelf speaker, I know these are going to perform solidly because of how the towers performed. There is one caveat with this whole thing. This, for the price, it's really good, but the mounting options are bad. Like they got the keyholes, but if you have them like to the wall, the cable can't go anywhere. So luckily I have them on feet, rubber little feet, so that the cable can come through. But if you have them on the wall, you can't have the cable anywhere. You need to like run them through the wall. I have the whole, well, satellite setup, but the SVS elevations do have ways you can run the cable. So yeah, in my opinion, that's a little bit of a downside, but yeah, it's just something to note. And well, as high quality as the speakers are in terms of weight, build, the stands, especially this, I like the bottom, it's solid. This is just a thin metal pipe with a rod to go to a small plate that's there. And you can't fill it up because there's a hole at the bottom. So these are pretty pricey stands. They do work well, but if I were to get stands for musical enjoyment, for surround, they work fine, because normally you would like cross them over at 80 hertz to go to the sub, so really low tones aren't going to resonate at this thing. But if I were listening to music and got some bookshelves that were going really low, I would expect some resonance from the stand, and that's not something you want. So that is something to note. But in terms of surround sound, I will use them all day, every day. And they aren't that expensive, but yeah, something to note as well. Other than that, really happy with this GLE line. So yeah, these are going to be packed up in the next couple of days. And well, this is just a small tour of the space I'm currently in. There are a couple rooms out there, but yeah, also got an OLED, so that's something. And a dedicated surround sound processor and a new streamer. But that is something that I'm going to show you guys in the next video. This is just a video telling you that I'm back and telling you that you can expect a lot more content from now on. And I'll even try to make some content at the audio show that I'm going in a couple of weeks. So yeah, keep an eye out for the next video, which will be a tour of this place when I just got the key and everything needed to be done. That will be probably coming out in a couple of days. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm back and I'm happy to be here. Have a great day and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.